Hi, this is Jabo from YouTube. Hello, fellow YouTubers and everybody else. I am going to do a quick teardown and breakdown of this Tisas 1911 A1 U.S. Army World War II reissue, tribute, whatever you want to call it, that I reviewed as a tabletop review in my other videos, so feel free to search my videos for that. I don't have many. It should be easy to find. So anyway, this is an SDS Imports out of Knoxville, Kentucky. And this is the firearm. So anyway, this was designed specifically to be able to be worked on in a muddy trench or something like that without any tools. That was an important stipulation for the military. So I will make sure that this is clear, which it is. And basically, it's the old-fashioned type where you just push down on that. Till this comes out. It will spring out and jump off on you if you're not watching. Then you can turn this back the other way and it will come out. And then you slide this up this way until you see that little notch and this notch, which is for the slide stop. You will see how that lines up. And as soon as you get that lined up with there, then you can push this from this side, push it up through, comes out like that, and then slides right off like that. Now I've not fired this since I've cleaned it, and yes, I lube it up that much. Experts on YouTube, in fact one of them owns his own company, Wilson Combat, makes fine firearms, says that if you're not slopping grease out the back when you're firing it, then you're not lubed well enough. You need to protect these tracks, and especially keep those very clean from sand if you shoot at a sand pit like I do. So anytime the wind blows or something like that, I'm getting sand in my guns, and I clean them almost every time I go shooting because of that. And the wear on this actually is not very bad. It's a very, very good gun. So anyway, things I want to touch on. What you do with this is you take out this piece here, which is the short one like the originals and not like the modern ones. And you slide the barrel out. And on this particular one, the barrel is Parkerized. And this gun eats everything. I don't get any stovepipes. I did when I was new from the magazine that came with it on the final round only. And that's because the spring wasn't broken in yet. So after about 100 rounds, it behaved. And it's been great ever since. I've all kinds of different magazines in this. And this gun runs flawlessly without stovepiping or anything. And the spring still looks good after 2,000 rounds. But it's coming up to be about the time to change it. So I can either wait until I start having issues, or I can do it now. But basically, this is the entire gun disassembled right there. And the other video I was mentioning inside here, usually you have a spring-loaded firing pin safety. And what that prevents is slam firing, where the firing pin will fire around, if you have a round chambered, just from inertia or hitting the hammer. And this is made to the government specs. Boy, that really is soupy with oil, but I'm telling you right now, these guns run great when they're all slopped up like that. And I use a good quality Lucas oil too. And the other oil that's good is Rem oil, which actually I saw a demonstration using Rem oil where they froze the gun like 60 below or 70 below. And some of the guns did try to fire it, and it would fire, but the recoil wouldn't load another round. It was frozen. And the Rem oil actually worked. So for some reason, the Rem oil has a little bit better, it's more viscose than some other ones in cold weather. Just so you know. So anyway, it's a very good quality. And the other thing I like about it is you can see how well it's machined in here. A lot of times on these cheaper, even a Rock Island one, the less expensive ones, I've seen reviews where it was actually kind of rough in there. And this isn't. This is not rough in there. Let's see if I can get a nice look in there. Might be a little too bright. I'm sorry about that. But there's a little bit of machine marks in there, but it's smooth. It's nice. So a lot of people criticize other companies for doing that, and this one seems to be good. And it's been a great gun. Very reliable. So putting it back together is the opposite of, obviously, of taking it apart. So you just make sure your little swivel loop here is leaning forward, not backwards, and make your life easier putting it in here, because a lot of times it'll feel like it won't go through, it won't go through. Well, it's because it's switched around the wrong way. So we put that in there. And then, so we have the barrel back in. And put that spring on here, the spring thingamajigger, whatchamahoozy. And we put this through here like this. On there. So we're sticking out like that. Actually, I should have put that other thing on first. Like that way first. And swap it over this way. Then you put this through here. And that falls out into your foxhole you're hiding in, and you lose this piece in the mud. And then you're sitting there digging through the mud while the enemy pops in the trench and kills you. Because you have butterfingers. So, anyway, I hold it down like that. Push this. Well, actually, the modern 1911s, that's what you would do. On these older ones, you put this on first before putting that spring thing on there. Now, like that. Put that on there like that. Then you line up the you gotta line up that hole through there, that loop. You put your piece through there. Just like that. Snap it in there. What you don't want to do is have this piece hanging down here, and then you try to bring it up this way. And this one does have a scratch like that because I was learning how to do it. And now I know that you don't have to do that. You just put that in the hole. Make sure you catch that loop that's on the barrel, and it'll pop through to the other side through that hole. And this will snap down, which is why they get this rod here with a spring-loaded point on each end. And it's there for that reason. So you can snap this in there without having to fight with it, dragging it up this way, scratching everything. Completely not necessary. Then you put this forward, and now you have this in here like that, with that turned off to the opposite side. And you put this in there like this. Put this down like this if you want. Push this down in the hole. Hold that down with your thumb. And you swing that over. And then that snaps right up. And then you have it back together. And if you did it right, it'll do that. And it goes back together that easy. A very, very cool, simple gun. And yeah, I like to slop it with oil, because that's what you're supposed to do. I'm sure somebody will chime in and say that's what you don't do. But I'll tell you right now, I've watched a bunch of videos of people that are experts, shooting champions, people that own companies that make firearms and design them. And they say you got to keep these lubricated very, very well. Modern handguns with the polymer and all that, pretty much just your contact points. You just keep those oiled, they're fine. But these old guns like this, that slide runs the entire length. And every time you fire, it does that. It has to be lubricated. And it's not some light, not powerful round. It's a 45. So, there you have it. Fantastic, fantastic firearm. Highly recommend these Tisas, made in Germany, made in Turkey, excuse me, and imported by SDS Imports out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Very good quality firearms. I love this gun. It's perfect. And I hope you enjoyed that. Really that simple. You don't need any takedown tools like the modern 1911s because of the shorter part that the spring goes on. I don't know what that's called, sorry. And like I said, I'm not a firearms expert, and I'm not going to pretend to be one. But anyway, highly recommended firearm. And if you see one, pick one up. I assume the 9mm is good also. And also the black officer version of that. So that's it. Enjoy.